fish, Jimmy. Oh, big fish. Even though we're in big current. Big fish. This feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. I'm talking a honker. There is no question. Even in the big current, she's a big one. You know, folks, the interest today in catfishing like we're doing now is just skyrocketing. It makes no difference where we go in the country. People are getting more interested in cats than ever before. Boy, this is a big fish. And you know why? For a lot of good reasons, really good reasons. They get real big, like this dude. They're plentiful, there's lots of them in all our lakes, rivers, and reservoirs. They fight like crazy, and they even eat good. What more would you ask of in any kind of fish? That's the best qualities you can possibly have. Oh, let's see, you said that Steve Hoffman was here, editor of Catfish Insider magazine. He was here with Jimmy and he got a 57 out of this all. Nothing would make me feel better than to beat his 57, Jimmy. I would just love it. Go back to the office and say, look at this one, Hoffman. Huh? Oh, when he heard we were coming to the James here, he was so cranked. He had deadlines on that Catfish Insider to get done.
I can't believe it.
So I had to do the trip for him. Oh boy, this is fun. I got no idea on how big this fish is, but I know when you get them fish, when it's 20 pounds or under in this kind of current, she'd have been up sloshing on top. So she is definitely way bigger. Ooh, she's getting real mad, Jimmy. She don't like this at all.
Al, if you beat Steve's fish and come up with something bigger than 57, he'll never talk to me again. Oh,
look at her, she's up on top.
that's nice.
Big fish. You see that? I don't know if you can see him back there, folks, but she's up thrashing and she's a horse. You know, I really believe from what I've seen and heard, this James River here, day in and day out, the amount of fish between, you know, 30 and 40, 45 pounds, the amount of fish that you guys get out of here is really incredible. I mean, an awful lot of really big blues. You know, I fished water before where the numbers were higher, but man, when you're talking about big trophy fish.
Yeah, Al, the fish in this river are just getting so much bigger. This year alone, our state record's been broke again, and the numbers of 40s and 50s are getting bigger. I think in the near future, we'll have some 70s and 80s if we keep treating these fish, you know, with the catch and release the way most of the boys are doing.
Jimmy, she's starting to bulldog down toward these other lines. You better pull these other lines in. She's really going, man. Look, she's actually burning line.
I can go over top of you.
Here, let me just kind of, here you go.
I'll switch positions with you.
This is one big honker. Blue, one big honker. Man, oh man. You know, Jimmy, I got a double. Here, get this one, man. We got a double on giants. A double on them. Hey, I'll tell you what, if you like big fish fishing, I'm not talking about, you know, catching 10, 20, 30-pound fish. I'm talking about catching real fish. 40s, 50s, having a shot at 60s or 70s, or even bigger. You gotta try some of these blues. Man, when it comes to catching big fish, they're fun. They're the way to go. One of the biggest fish that swims in fresh water. In fact, next to a sturgeon, that's probably it. How's yours feeling?
I think you're gonna have me on this one, Al. We got a nice fish here, but the one that you got, I believe, is gonna beat me.
Oh, you got one of them juniors. He's up on top. He's probably just a 20. Oh, look at this. Look at this thing. This thing's got to be 50 pounds, Jimmy. It's got to be, what, 57? It's got to be 57? Get that little fiddler in here, man. What's that little fish doing out here in this big fish hole, Jimmy?
That's how they're getting big, Al. They're attacking big baits.
I'm certainly glad you don't need me to reach for a net.
Dink, Junior.
As she's up, Jimmy. Oh, she looks like, well, I'm trying to say a pig. That's what she looks like. She's got a belly like a big old fat pig, man. Oh, man. Oh, she's big. Is she a giant? Is she a giant?
About ready for the net, Al?
Without a doubt, this is the biggest blue that I've ever had. Yeah, you can start getting the net ready for this one. There, Jimmy, she's starting to tire. Oh, boy. Anybody that likes to catch really big fish, this ain't a finesse bite. This is strictly man against monster. I love it. Big fish fishing, Jimmy. She's still fighting, Jimmy.
You have to get her closer for me.
I can't, she's fighting. She's fighting. Oh, my, is that net gonna hold her?
She's in now, Al.
She's in.
And a pig.
Oh, Jim, you got her
I'm
in
gonna have
there?
to have some help on this one,
He
Al.
needs air. Oh, God, what a fish. Oh, Lord, I can't believe the size of this thing. I can't believe that fish, Jimmy. Holy smokes. Let me get the hook back out of her first. Okay, get that out of the way. This size fish, you gotta put one of these huge gloves on. I don't know if I've ever had a fish this big before, Jimmy. Oh, I can, look at the size. Look at how big that fish is. Look at this thing is massive, massive. This went over 50 pounds, Jimmy?
It's close.
It's close? Can we, you got a scale here. Let's put it into this net and just see if it beats Hoffman's 57. Let's see.
Ah, unbelievable.
Oh, there it is. Jimmy, what does she read, man? What does she read?
59 pounds.
59 pounds. Hoffman, eat your heart out. 59 pounds.
Well, that's a big fish, but I think you forgot to subtract the weight of the net.
Oh, Lord, look at the stomach on that fish. Let's get her back in the water. Oh, man, you gotta be a weightlifter to lift a fish like that and get her in. Oh, look at that. Oh, man, what a fish. That's a true fish of a lifetime, let me tell you. You know, folks, there's been a lot of things happening today in the world of catfishing. And one of the most important that we've seen in the past few years that has really made a difference for numbers and giant fish like this is the introduction of circle hooks from the saltwater fishery to the catfishing market today. Every good catfisherman I know uses circle hooks, and for good reasons. They work. Let's bait up and get another one.
The first time most anglers look at a circle hook, their initial reaction is the same. How in the world is this going to hook a fish? Once they understand the mechanics of the circle hook and how it functions, more people will begin to use them in different angling situations. The first documented application of circle hooks dates back to between 9,000 and 12,000 years ago. These Stone Age hooks were utilized by early man for subsistence fishing. Modern use of circle hooks was pioneered by commercial fishermen, longliners who ply the oceans of the world. Circle hooks have proven to be a valuable resource due to their increased hookup rate. Saltwater anglers were the first sport fishermen to put circle hooks to the test. They proved to work well with both live and dead bait presentations. Circle hooks have a number of distinct advantages over the standard shapes and designs. Here is how a circle hook works. After the fish engulfs the baited hook and begins to move away, the hook slides up the gullet and along the inside of the mouth without snagging. Once the eye of the hook reaches the corner of the mouth, the hook rotates and the point begins to penetrate the soft tissue of the corner of the fish's jaw. The point penetrates past the barb and the fish rarely escapes, even on a slack line. The most difficult task for a rod and reel angler is resisting the urge to set the hook once a fish picks up the bait. Steady pressure is the key to setting a circle hook, as opposed to the hard, swift hook set commonly used with other hook styles.
Over the years, I've used countless numbers of different style hooks. But with the circle hooks, I get a whole lot better release ratio without damaging the fish.
You know, Jimmy, I fished a lot of different water for blue cats with a lot of different guys. And a bait like you're cutting up now, my gosh, they would cut that into 6 or 7 different pieces. You used the biggest bait that I've ever seen. Why?
I've learned from experience that a big bait will catch a big fish. I'm not interested in the small 5, 10, 15-pound fish. I'm looking for the 25s, 30s, 40s, up to 60-pound fish. And it takes a big bait to keep the little fish away from you so that the big fish can get to your bait. You know, Al, from experience I've learned with these big fish, a lot of people leave the rods too deep into a holder. If you just leave your rod pulled out shallow into your holder, when the big fish hits, it gives you plenty of slack that you can get your rod out of the holder with not a lot of trouble.
You sit about 15 minutes without a bite, that's it, then you go to new water. You know, Jimmy, an observation all over the country, what we've seen that seems to coincide consistently with big blue cat water, it almost inevitably is good striper water. Just stop and think about it. Think of the good striper water in your area, and I bet you it's good blue cat water too. They seem to just go hand in hand. There he goes, he's dinking with it. Let's see if he's gonna make a commitment here. There he is, look at that.
This whole
He
stick.
grabbed the rod. Normally, when you see that rod tip going like that with a standard hook, you would have been reaching over here and setting the hook right away. With a circle hook, big mistake. All you do is take it out of the rod holder, lift it, and start reeling. That's it, and start reeling. The biggest mistake you could make is setting the hook. You don't want to set the hook. Feels like a pretty good one, Jimmy. It's a good one. It's a better fish than I thought it. Oh man, way better than I thought, Jimmy. I thought at first the way she went down. Oh yeah, really good one, man. Whew, really a good one. Oh, come on up. I got the right equipment to muscle them a little. Look at that, baby. I love catching these blues, I'll tell you, Jimmy, these are fun. Oh, anybody that likes to catch big fish, you know, if you're a musky fisherman or a striper fisherman, salmon fisherman, where big fish turn you on, you gotta get excited about these blues, because that's what they are, a big fish. Let's get her in the net, Jimmy. Can you get here? Here. Got her?
She's in the net.
All right. Here, pull her. I'll help you. Swing her this way, man. Whew. Here, okay. I gotta show you where this fish is hooked. Here, hold a second. Okay, here, let me show you something with this fish. See where this fish is hooked in a corner of its mouth like this? That's how they're all hooked with a circle hook. It's incredible. There. It's incredible how easy it is to get the hook out and release them. Oh man. Hey, if you don't fish or never tried fishing catfish, I want to encourage you to give it a try. They're really a lot of fun, and you know something? There's some of these big dudes sitting close to where you're at right now. They might be blues, they might be flatheads, they might be channels, but one thing is for certain, they're fun. Oh, oh, oh. There she goes.